Well, guys, it brings me great pleasure making this video to actually announce we have another classic case of F around and find out. Now, this all stems from the anti-ICE protests, and guess who was there in Portland? Antifa. Yeah, Antifa members, including some transgenders, folks. How many transgenders are actually in Antifa? I've heard of the trans-Tifa thing. Yeah, Antifa is a domestic terrorist organization, folks. They're communists. Absolute communist, folks. And very, very violent. They really don't want any police whatsoever. No law enforcement, guys. These people just want chaos and destruction no matter what. Now, my video yesterday, I talked about how Dan Bongino mentioned that over 700 rioters found out and got arrested. But now let's focus in on Portland, because Portland seems to always be ground zero. That's pretty much Antifa Central right there. Okay, in the Portland area. It is bad, man. Very, very bad. But 6 individuals, guys, they found out for attacking an ICE facility. And I hope they go away for a very, very long time. And if we actually had an honest media, guys, the mainstream media would actually be covering this stuff to let you guys know that Antifa is not just an idea. Yeah, these are real people that are violent and deranged. And they should be locked up in prisons for a very, very long time. So let's go ahead, guys, and get into this. Right over here on the Post Millennial, 6 Portland Antifa militants federally charged over attacks at ICE facility. Charges include assaulting federal police officers, refusing to comply with police orders, binding officers with high-powered lasers, and attempting to trap federal agents inside the ICE facility. Yeah, this sounds exactly like Antifa activity. Hey, you could take a guess here, man. These people just look like Antifa militants. You got the lady here on the left here with brunette and green hair and black lipstick. And I think the second one is the transgender. He's finding out a bunch of like red lipstick, like all around his mouth. Is he trying to be the Joker or something? Then you have another guy, another lady right there too. And I think this one here on the right may actually be a male. I'm not really sure. Yeah. Anyway, let's read this, guys. It says on Friday, the DOJ charged 6 additional Antifa affiliated individuals accused of carrying out criminal activities during anti-ICE direct actions at the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Facility in Portland, Oregon. The defendants were arraigned in U.S. District Court on June 20th. Charges include assaulting federal officers, police officers, refusing to comply with police orders, binding officers with high-powered lasers, and attempting to trap federal agents inside the ICE facility, according to a press release. The incidents occurred on June 18th and June 19th. This is on top of the federal charges filed against several Portland Antifa members within the past week. The cases are being prosecuted by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Oregon. Now, right here, Samuel Tate Berry, 29 years old. He's a transgender Antifa militant and repeat riot offender. Has been charged by criminal complaint with assaulting a federal officer and failure to comply with official signs and directions. He assaulted a federal officer, folks. Yeah. According to FBI complaints, Berry allegedly struck a BORTAC agent over the head with a shield while federal officers moved to clear an illicit blockade that was blocking the driveway entrance at the ICE facility on June 18th. When a DHS Federal Protective Services inspector attempted to take Berry into custody, Berry allegedly resisted arrest and kicked the FPS officer in the throat. Wow. According to court documents, a warrant was issued for his arrest on June 19th. Yeah, he found out. And that is him right there. That is Mr. Berry. His transgender identity could not save him. Yeah. Yeah. Berry, who has recently resided in Gerhardt and Seaside, Oregon, as well as Kelso, Washington, was also arrested during the infamous 2020 anti-police riots that desecrated a large corridor of Portland for months. Court filing show. Well, he needs to do decades in prison now, guys. He needs to do decades in prison because it mentions here that he threw projectiles at police during the BLM riots in 2020. Yeah. He actually got booked for that. However, check this out. They dropped the charges. Wow. Anyway, next person. Andrew James Beeson, 53 of Beaverton, Oregon, has been charged with failing to obey a lawful order on June 18th. He allegedly failed to obey police orders when federal officers rushed in to dismantle a second barricade that had been erected, which blocked the exit to the ICE facility. Beeson has a criminal history that includes a 2022 harassment conviction in Washington County. He was sentenced to 18 months of probation for the harassment charge, according to court records. So the first two guys, man, nothing happened to them in Oregon. I think it's a new day now, guys. Liam Harry Hoopus, 22 of Vancouver, Washington, has been charged with creating a hazard on federal property. On June 19th, after several dozen protesters gathered at the ICE facility, defendant Hoopus allegedly made an effort to trap federal agents or federal officers inside the building. According to the Justice Department, Hoopus was observed, quote, using a drill and screws on plywood doors affixed to the buildings at Syria in an attempt to prevent federal officers from exiting the building. The incident occurred at approximately 10:20 p.m. Yeah, is that him? Yep, that's him right there. That is Liam Harry Hoopus. He found out. Eduardo Diaz Gordado, 22 of Vancouver, Washington, has been charged with assaulting a federal officer. According to a criminal complaint, Gordado was observed on June 18th using a high-powered laser to strike an officer in the eye, which caused temporary blindness. He found out. Nokemus Lee, 22, of Grand Ronde, Oregon, has been charged with failing to obey a lawful order. On June 18th, Lee allegedly refused to comply with police officers' demands when federal officers moved to dismantle an illicit blockade impacting the ICE facility at approximately 10:55 p.m., according to the Justice Department. Yeah. Jupiter Perry Weed, 21, of Jackson, Michigan, who also resides in Astoria, Oregon, was arrested on June 18th on charges including assaulting a federal officer and failure to comply with official signs and directions. The incidents occurred when federal officers advanced on a crowd to clear a blockade set up in the driveway to allow vehicles to enter, according to court filings. According to an FBI affidavit, Weed allegedly pushed several officers in an attempt to free other protesters from custody. An officer moved to take Weed into custody, but she reportedly resisted arrest. Weed flayed her arms violently in an attempt to break free, causing one of the officers to fall to the ground and incur minor knee injuries, court documents state. Officers regained control over Weed and continued walking towards the ICE facility. While being escorted to the holding area, Weed became combative and flayed violently once more, causing the arrest an officer to fall to the ground. Is that her right there? Yeah, that is Jupiter Weed. She found out too. Wow. Sit something, man. We got him. We got him. These people, man, are violent. Violent, man. And you know what? They need to do decades in prison, man. The problem is, man, these people have criminal records, but yet nothing happens to them. They don't do any real time. That's the problem, man, with these blue states. They drop the charges. Now, this is on a federal level here, folks. So now I think these people may actually really find out. If you're assaulting a police officer, decades in prison. I think a good 20 years to do it, man. I really do. Repeat violent offenders with records, they get charged, and then the charges drop. This can't happen, man. This can't happen. This is why these people keep doing it, man, because they know they can get away with it. Now they're finding out. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.